Probably dead.
It's dead.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Drunk with Facts. Facts. What'd you guys think? You like the intro, guys?
That was cool. It made me scary.
That was fun. That was fun to make. I love making stuff like that.
I like it.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I think that's cool. It takes
Set
me
it
forever
on
to
the
make
table.
those stupid things, but it's fun.
Set it on the table. You can't touch it, or it's gonna make noise.
You are really turning equipment on already?
He was playing with stuff.
I touch things.
All right, welcome everybody. Let's get started here. We got a busy show for you guys tonight.
Now it's just going off.
Our show is sponsored by What You See Designs. You got to touch it now to shut it up.
Touch the silver stick. There you go. Touch my silver stick, baby.
Also sponsored by Trigger Threads. Are you going to start already?
Sorry.
God, we're not even 30 seconds in and she's starting already.
29. A minute 30.
Yay.
I'll say a very warm welcome to our special guest tonight. We got Vinny, Pam, and Roger.
Voice.
And Jack.
Peers. And well, Jack. Everybody knows Jack by now. But,
Everybody knows this.
Everybody knows Jack.
Everybody knows Jack.
Word.
Got a bunch of people watching out there. Did you start Rumble yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We're rumbling.
And we're live. We're good.
Hey, Roger, you're watching. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
An echo from somebody.
Not me. Mine's turned off.
Not on.
Like a chirp.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
Nope.
Just be crazy. It's fine.
It's one of the
Great
dogs.
check.
Hey, Christine, we got Papa Joey on. We got Seth on.
Yay!
Got a bunch of people on tonight.
What's
Sweet.
going on with that?
Welcome to our Rumblers out there.
Roger, what does your logo say?
Pac-Man.
Like Jones?
Pac-Man?
Pac-Man, yeah.
That little green thing says No, your logo on your YouTube.
On your screen.
It's green.
Oh, Hulk inside.
Okay, that's why I was like, that does not say Pac-Man.
I can read gooder than that.
I couldn't say it. It's fine. It was just green. I was like, what does it say? Hello Fresh or something? Like, what the heck?
Like Intel inside, but it's Hulk inside.
There you go. Okay, gotcha.
I didn't even know he made chips.
Learn something new every day.
Has that got a Hulk in it? Sure does.
Man, I'm telling you. All right,
Wow.
tonight we are talking about paranormal investigating and,
All the fun stuff you can do.
all the fun stuff you can do, exactly. And, I think I kind of worded the episode in the description of, to answer that mother of all questions, what happens when we die, and I think that's kind of I don't know if I'd say that was the original premise of paranormal investigating, to try to find proof of an afterlife.
My answer. It's my question.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's everybody in that industry. Well, most people in that industry's, question.
Yeah.
So, I'll let you guys start out for our audience. Ben, if you want to tell a little bit about the group and how you guys got started and.
All right. I've been doing this for a while. We're from New Jersey, and I did a lot of theaters back then. We had a stage lighting company, and we were bringing equipment out for them to rent, to use, whatever. We would do installations, and every theater has a story. So we were asked a lot of times, well, can you guys come in and investigate this? So that's kind of where a lot of my bulk investigating was. But originally it started with me having seen my grandfather after he passed. I was like 6 years old. In the 60s, nobody's going to talk to you about spirits. It's taboo. I could not get any answers, and it fueled my desire to kind of learn about these type of things. I was working a night shift in the post office, and there was a woman. Her son was seeing things. He was about the same age as I was, and she asked me and a friend of mine from work, could we come over and talk to her son? Now, we didn't run over there with REM pods and all this stuff that we use now. It was more dealing with them, trying to let them understand what they may have saw, where they're not actually crazy, and just giving them someone to speak to, because that didn't exist back then. So that's kind of how it got started. It was always about helping people. That's where it really is kind of born. Right. So now over the years, obviously, with the shows on TV, things have obviously changed. It expanded, which is great. I mean, a lot of people now, I think 51% believe in spirits, etc. The shows on TV rack in millions and millions of viewers every week. For us, it's great. We sell equipment. We do fundraising events. But it's also got some negative sides, which we're going to talk about.
How about you, Pam?
My first experience was, I was young. My uncle had died, and they were explaining to me how I'm not going to see him anymore. And I was sitting there looking at him across the room saying, and thinking to myself, he's standing right there. What are you talking about? And when I see ghosts, I don't see shadows. I don't see black masses. I see people,
Right.
and they look like a person, and then all of a sudden they'll just vanish. And it's happened numerous times to me, and that's my story.
And she's sticking to it.
Yeah.
How about you, Roger?
Yeah, I watch the TV shows, and then I got into it from the technology side, so I wanted to see why their gear was doing what they were doing and stuff like that. I never had any experiences when I was younger. Only had a few when I started investigating, and yeah,
cool.
That's it.
You still like to geek out on all that stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Not really.
no,
Let's say I
I've
remember
changed.
You used to like make stuff and you always loved all that. So
Well, yeah, like the first ghost hunt I went on before I joined the group, I showed up with the SLS. I had a spirit box. I had the EMF detector. And Kendra, who was a part of the group back then, she was like, "Do you even want to investigate with us? You want to go on your own?" I was like, "No, I want to be here for this." So,
Right.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you look like a professional when you show up with that.
Well, so all of us in the room have been on investigations with you guys in the past, but I'm just curious because you do it a lot more than we do. What are your thoughts? Especially you, Minnie, since you started early on. What are your thoughts on technology and paranormal investigating? You think there's more pros than there is cons of how it used to be versus now, or?
Well, it depends on the individuals. Depending on how you use the equipment, you need to know and understand why it does what it does.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people, the only thing that they can reference is what they see on TV. And that, unfortunately, is one of the issues that I tend to have about people not really learning the proper procedures, methods, and understanding what's going on. You can have an arsenal of equipment back here like this, but if you don't know why it's doing what it's doing, and you're assuming, well, we're in a haunted place, so shit, it's got to be a ghost. It's not the case. Now, ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, you hear those terms. Are they interchangeable? No, they're not. Ghost hunters are there for the thrill. They want to go to a location. Oh, look, I got an EVP, or my phone app said blah, 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 or I got a spike on something. That's what they're interested in doing. Me, I want to know why I got a spike on something. Right. What is causing that? What is the history of location? Is there something that we can do for them instead of like, I command you or I want you to speak to me? What can I do for you? You're here for some reason where maybe you shouldn't be. Can I help you? Can I help you move on? Is there a question or something that happened that you are not happy with the way it ended, and you're kind of, in a sense, stuck here trying to get someone to help you? Right. That's what, for me, the paranormal investigator is. Ghost hunting is absolutely fun. It's a pastime. You want to go bowling, you want to go ghost hunting tonight. You can go on the internet and find tons of ghost tours and ghost hunts. We do a lot of events in the area. And it's fun for people, and that's what we want them to do. But we want them to also take away something of the history and the proper way of doing it. It's boring. You can go to a location and nothing will happen. Mm-hmm. And if they did something like that on television, or you go to an event and they give you like a really true experience, you might say, this shit sucks.
Yeah. How many times have we sat around and be like, well, that was
6 hours of nothing. And then going reviewing another 6 hours times 6 cameras and coming up with nothing.
Yeah.
It gets a little old.
Yeah.
It's like fishing.
I compare it to a gambling addiction. And that if you go to the casino and you hit big on the last dollar you have in your hand, you're screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
If you never win anything, you're like, casinos suck. Why would I ever go there? And ghost hunting, I think, is the same. If you have a genuine experience in your life, you're going to be in. And
you're
going to
be in forever.
I need more. I need more.
Yeah.
And if not, you don't see anything, you'll be like, this is the dumbest shit
I've
ever seen in my life. I get in my head about it because I've experienced very little, but what I have experienced, I don't have any explanation for it,
Yeah.
and I don't feel the need to push for the explanation. But
Because you're like, nope.
all the comic stuff in my head, though, of like when we put down a teddy bear that blinks when something, it's like,
Mhm.
are the ghosts just sitting there waiting for someone to put a teddy bear
Oh, it's
down?
a teddy bear.
Like,
I'm so
the teddy bear's here. And then when they start asking questions, and they're going like, "Did you hear him? I didn't hear him. What did he say?
What
I
did
don't
he say?
know."
Did he say potato or did he say bag? I don't remember. I wasn't
I
listening.
just hope I skipped that part of whatever our evolution is. I don't want to be sitting over there waiting for somebody.
You would
to
be
throw out
having
something.
so much fun. Oh my goodness.
I feel like I wouldn't have the power to actually touch anything. I'd be like going for it and I'd miss it.
And then he'd just be getting mad, and you'd be like, "Why do I hear some guy yelling?"
Nobody
in the background?"
hears me.
Ah!
So Pam says as an adult, because it seems for young kids, the veil is thinner. As we age, it gets harder.
Well, if you open yourself to it, you're still going to see them.
So do you experience
As
that?
you age, you tend to close yourself down.
Right.
If you keep yourself open, they're not going to go away. They're still there.
Well, a lot of that
You
closure
experience
is due to society and acceptance and not wanting to feel weird because something like
Yeah.
that is going on. That's the other issue too. It's a little bit more accepted now. Again, the pro of television, it's more accepted now than it is, but it's also pushed too far of an acceptance where everybody is now a medium.
Yeah.
So
And there's demons everywhere.
and there's demons everywhere.
No.
Well,
Pam, I have yet to see a demon.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, wait, you're sitting
There he is.
next.
So Pam, do you experience those whole?
That's the attack dog.
Oh, hey,
Someone summoned a demon.
The demon.
that's our demon.
That's your demon. Yeah, she's got 4 legs and she barks that.
Yeah, and with the paranormal, a lot of people exploit things. There's a lot of mediums out there. 1-800 call medium.
Get broccoli.
There's a lot of stuff that's wrong with the paranormal, which is unfortunate. Look at YouTube. There's thousands and thousands of teams out on YouTube. Great. Everybody wants to share what they experience, but a lot of them are really there for the money.
Well, yeah.
And that's the unfortunate
Well,
part
that's
where
not
they're
just
actually exploiting locations,
Okay,
which
cool.
is kind of terrible, including doing residence investigations in somebody's home. That should never be
That's
broadcasted anywhere.
That's not right.
And it's now so constant, and it's even the people themselves, their faults because they want to do it. Oh, they have to be on TV, so
It's
it's totally changing.
Yeah. Well,
that-
and that's, anybody who's reaching out to you because something's going on in their home, you should never exploit that. Like, that's not, they're dealing with something, they're going through something, who knows what it is. That's just not right. We should be here for the people, not the fame.
I would think that the number of people that are genuinely exploiting it is pretty low. I think most people are interested in helping other people discover these things. It's just a lot of people expect a result, especially if they hire somebody to come in and do it.
That's the thing. You
There's-
shouldn't have to hire somebody. You
Well, you
shouldn't
should
pay
not.
somebody to come in.
I kind of agree. On the other hand, it is an expensive hobby. So just depending on how the person
Yeah.
is and how much research you want to do. And if you just happen to have the money and you're like, these guys are willing to come in and do it. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a real tough deal because I feel like people who have genuine experiences, it's theirs. Like
Yeah.
the things
Yeah.
that Pam's describing is unfathomable to me. I've never seen anything that clearly or that real. I'm jealous of that, but at the same time, it's impossible to share that with anybody else. If you
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
you have in these realms, I got to hear one real EVP that I was there when it was recorded. I heard it played back immediately, and I have no explanation for it whatsoever. There's a clear voice that wasn't in the room.
And those
that
are the
said a
rabbit
person's
holes
name.
you don't want to go down.
Well, because I'm not going to find the I don't have any answers. I think it's fascinating, but I can't chase that kind of stuff. I don't have
Yeah.
the time to do that.
right.
So I think it can be damaging to some folks because there is no real
Well, because
explanation.
you would be the one who would get fully
Yeah,
engulfed and just,
it can mess your head up.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was different when I was younger, and I agree with what Steph said in that veil. If you don't hold
Yeah.
on to it, my sister was an incredibly strong person on a psychic level, and as she got older, she shut it off on purpose because she had a lot of negative
Yeah.
experiences because of it. She intentionally closed that part of her brain off.
Which sometimes you have to if
Yeah.
you don't put those barriers up. Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anyway, it is. I'm a little jealous of people who have those really good, real clear experiences and are able to have them continually
Yeah.
as they get older, because it wasn't the case for me.
So Jack had asked Pam, you still experience that today, right? Those
Yes, I do.
It's cool.
In your bathroom?
And in my house, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
We
Well-
don't like talking to him though.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
can't say I blame you. So Vinny, you shared some videos with us, and I like to play. Some of the evidence that you guys have collected, and I figured I'll play the video, and then we'll talk about it after the video. What do you want to set it up? We'll just play. We'll play it, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Does that sound? All right.
He's like, I don't know.
Play one. We'll just go. We'll roll with it.
All right. Well, let's start with the first one, and then we'll talk about it after.
Morgan, Luke, Logan, any of you guys here? Charles? Say hi to the bear.
Afraid of bears? Is that what that said?
Please turn that light on for us again. Thank you.
It was amazing.
Thank
It
you.
came on so bright. It didn't like fade in. It popped on.
All right, and pop it off. Completely off. Ready? 1, 2, 3, off. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Would ask for 20. Give me $20. That's pretty wild.
That's pretty cool.
Now, where that was that Superstition?
Superstition Mountain Museum in Apache Junction, Arizona. Yeah.
Was that up by the plane stuff?
That's inside the barn.
Okay. I was trying to see where the back of that was.
Okay. Now, with that video, a couple things obviously happen. Flashlight turns on and it turns off pretty much by request. You also have the spirit box running where when we do talk about the bear, would you play with the bear? And it says, I'm afraid of it. Okay, the spirit box, the way it works, it's scanning radio stations. The idea is the spirit can utilize the actual white noise that is creating to be able to audibly speak. With the spirit box, a lot of people run it very slow, where you're picking up more radio than anything else and you're getting 1 or 2 words. Where it says, I'm afraid of it, if the spirit box is at 250 milliseconds, that's 4 stations per second. So that's rolling fast. Do the entire sentence. I'm afraid of it. That has to be at least 16 to 20 radio stations that actually went through. It's the white noise. It's not the radio aspect of it.
Right.
So when you're getting a phrase like that, that is something of interest. Besides that, we also have when the flashlight goes off, you hear it say off twice. So it's acknowledging what is going on. So that is a bit intelligent type of responses. So that's where that's a kind of a very unique video. We had other team members, Karen, and I believe it was her sister, and Roger at for this particular video was out roaming different areas, and they were getting a whole bunch of different things going on. So that property itself, the superstitions, whether that's providing the energy for all this, it's a very, very active place. And for me, I really like the barn a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's the
Very
snakes.
interesting place.
All right. So second video is, I think, the second part of that, of what you sent me, which I was, what's that? Is it the same night?
Same night. Yeah, it's just now everybody's back together and we're doing a session together.
Yeah, this was very interesting. So don't play this.
Is it vibrating? Is it sitting on the strap?
No.
It turns like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Oh, waiting for it to fly across
that
the.
video. What did we do? First off, Roger says it moved, and I'm like, yeah, right.
Sure.
After I, reviewed it, we actually caught it. Thank God we got it on film. But he saw it. We didn't see it, but we investigated. We
Right.
tried to debunk it. Let's shake the table. We moved it. Is it on the strap? Is that the vibration? It was vibrating. It would bounce. It wouldn't actually arc and turn. So it's a very interesting catch. Now that coupled with everything else that you saw the earlier video, it's just evidence is supporting evidence that there possibly is something going on there.
So it says, so have we moved to a simple white noise machine instead of a scanner now? Would that work?
Roger, fill that one in.
So some friends of ours, they run a method called Staticom, which I've also adapted my own version. I call it Rajcom. But anyways,
Come on now.
Yeah. Clever. So it uses a white noise generator. It's about yay big. And it doesn't have a chip in it with like a pre-recorded white noise. Usually they're 3 to 5 seconds. Get them for like $20 wherever. But this one, it doesn't do that. So it's always generating random white noise. There's no data or anything like that. So you pump it into a computer, run it through some audio filters, and we're able to get voices and have intelligent conversation for long periods of time instead of listening to that.
Yeah.
Which makes you want to shoot
Punch
yourself in the
people in
face.
When I first started messing with it, we were talking to whales. So I mean, whales, static,
Dolphins, whales.
dolphins.
That's interesting.
See, with white noise generators, as Roger is saying, some of them are recorded. You're not getting really white noise. You're just getting a small sample of it. So it's like going over again. Was it good to keep saying ghost, 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 ghost the entire time? So when you have a problem, now these white noise generator that he's using is about $150. These aren't
$200 now.
So, yes, can you use a white noise generator if it is truly generating white noise and not just a pre-recorder like the little things that you use in a baby's room, sleep machines, where you got the sound of the ocean, all that. That's just a loop, just keeps going. So you're not going to get true communication through that. This process that they're using is absolutely incredible. You do need to get used to it. Listening to it, it sometimes gets very, very difficult. But when it's spot on and the amount of conversation, real conversation, live conversation, there's nothing like it in the world. It's actually really incredible. It will be more not available, but you're going to be seeing it much more of the people that worked on it, as well as Roger's variation is Rajcom. It's always a work in progress, but now they're at a point where they will and want to share with people so they can see what it's all about.
Yep. They actually have a documentary on it called Knowingly Talking to the Unknown, which I'm in. But they go into more depth of like how they start off with it and then where it's going from there. So
this machine, you said it plugs into your computer. So it has a receiver and then a way to put out the signal as well?
No, so it's literally just plugged into the wall, and then there's an audio out jack, which then you can put into your laptop mic input.
So your laptop becomes your speaker, essentially.
Basically.
Okay.
That's where it takes in the signal through the mic, and then you mess with the audio.
I'll get the signal through a microphone. That's the input. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
An
you're
interesting
all
thing.
that noise and filtering and.
Yeah.
We were doing an investigation and we were getting it was sounding almost German. So we ended up decided to use a phone app that changes whatever into German. And we were actually getting words in German coming across this app. So that's the whole point of what we're doing is research, trying to find new ways, different types of methods, taking methods that we use and tweaking them and expanding them and doing something really out of the box. And that's kind of what it's all about. So we're all learning. Nobody's an expert. I've been doing it for a while. That doesn't mean anything.
That's kind of cool. I like that idea of coming through a microphone as for the white noise as opposed to the radio signal, because I've always hated the radio signal thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's no.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, so there's no microphone actually picking up anything. it's literally a cord going directly from the white noise box into the laptop itself.
Input.
So it's using the mic input, the output,
On your
the audio
laptop.
out's using the mic input of the laptop.
But no actual mic.
Using the audio in.
Now I'm more confused.
So you're going from
I get the
white noise.
I get the input output thing. What I'm
Yes.
there's no input device. It's just coming out of a machine.
It's coming out of the
Yeah.
white
The little box.
It's white noise.
from
And
the
it's got a little jack.
from
You're
the
just plugging it
electricity.
in.
No, but Jack's
White
saying
noise
how,
is a signal.
White noise is coming from the radio.
It's a signal.
No.
No,
It's not a radio.
RF,
It is generating its own white noise.
meaning the electricity running through the little box.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
that's so. Yeah, there's a source of the frequency that's
Yeah.
being
Yes.
That's
yeah,
why-
it runs through some chips and resistors, and it creates its own
magnetic
white
field,
noise.
whatever it is. It's energy in some form, and
Yeah.
it's an input. That's what I was looking for. It's like it's not just a plastic box with a cord sticking in it.
Jack got real lost real quick.
There's
He's
gotta be
like,
something.
oh,
I mean, if it's spirit
Thought it
energy
was
or whatever,
there.
there has to be something to be manipulated or changed so that we can turn it into something. So
Yeah.
okay, sorry about that.
we're with you now, Jack. I'm with you with what you were.
I was very
asking.
confused.
I
It's
don't
like my Furby gonna
like
plug
it
in.
plugs in and then
No, I get it. But something has to be an energy source
where
to
it's
be
starting
manipulated to
Yes.
make
Yeah.
a signal that's
Yeah.
even audible.
Yep.
Just
Now, if you guys remember when we were at the courthouse, when we were doing that session on the stairs, and we got that little girl,
Mommy.
everything.
Yep.
That was something I was putting together, which I'm calling it DSM, Dead Station Method. The idea is you set a spirit box or an FM radio, whatever you have, to a vacant frequency.
Mhm.
And there's a site on the web that you can actually plug in the zip code, and it'll tell you. Up in Globe, Arizona, it's 89.1. So the idea is you set your radio / spirit box, whatever it is, to that dead station. There's nothing that's supposed to be broadcasting on it. And the idea is this is generating static because of the vacant station.
right.
However, you got to remember it's still a device that can pick up signals.
Yep.
So while it does work and we do get voices that way, there's 3,300 satellites, police cruisers and everything going by. You know, they got cell phone holders and, you know, kids' seats in cars now. You know, it's just there's Wi-Fi, there's RF everywhere. So that system, it's a poor man's version of what these guys are trying to do, just using white noise. But you got to realize it could have contamination. But this system, using the white noise generator, it's not getting any. There's no way for any type of audio signal in any way, shape, or form, any type of Wi-Fi, RF to be able to go into that. Impossible. And when you're getting voices, when you're telling something, hey, what's my name? And it says Vincent. It's speaking it. It's saying what's going on there.
That's trippy.
That's cool.
You wonder if the brokenness of the language is a means of the whatever energy it is having trouble figuring it out or learning it. I mean, because
That's
do the spirits inherently know how to communicate through a white noise box? They've got to figure it out too, right?
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're messing around with it the same way we are.
Right.
Poking it with stuff.
But
That's right.
I remember talking to Ron Lourdes about when they first started using it, and Ron said they went down into a mine
Yeah,
and used it down into a
miles
mine,
down.
and they were getting stuff,
Yeah.
which was really interesting.
That
Which
was
is
actually a
cool
spirit
radio
box.
signal going down there.
What's that?
They were using a spirit box for that one. So
Yeah.
there was no way for radio or anything to get 33
Through there.
plus feet into the ground. So,
Right.
and that's where this idea eventually.
Came from. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
use a Faraday box for your spirit box to get rid of some of that stray type of RF that's out there. But this system is just really incredible. Language is basically phonemes. There's 44 phonemes, like saying the word cat. That's cat. So this system is actually using those, and that's how they're speaking. They're not verbally like a Class A EVP where it's plain and right out there. It is using these phonemes, and they were able to string this stuff together to produce words and sentences. It's freaking crazy. It really is crazy.
That's
It's very
awesome.
cool. Yeah, very cool. All right, this next one. So speaking of a Class A, I my opinion, you got it on this video. This is the one with you by yourself in the jail, and this was very cool. I actually really enjoyed this one, so I'll play
I do
this.
love the jail.
Get room that time, all right? Now you can stop now. Let that go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Are you here with us? There we go. That's fun, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Good job. What's new tonight? I saw a shadow in there. Just my eyes playing tricks on me. Are you still here with me? What? Well, there's a little K2 fluctuation there. Alright. Alright. Do it again. There we go. Alright. Thank you. I appreciate, again, the opportunity. Up K2. Wow, that was a good hit. Okay, can you do that again? Make that gray box light up. Oh, there we go. That's good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sounds like two people having a conversation.
There's
What's
quite a
that?
few people on that. That's using a spirit box. That's what's going on here. But the thing is, it's relevant, intelligent responses. You know, I said something that says you're welcome. I said, wow, can you do that again? I'm like, what, that? And it does it again. That's actual interaction. The jail, if anybody is ever going to want to try to do something once and you're in Arizona or you're planning to visit Arizona, if you're ever going to do any place, do the jail. Is it haunted? It's active. Am I going to say haunted? No, but it is a very active place. It's some place that for some reason things seem to go on there. And it's a place where anytime we have new equipment, like when I picked up the music box, that is its favorite thing now. Every time we get something new, it doesn't like the REM pods anymore. It doesn't like this anymore. Now its favorite thing is
Shiny toy.
the music box. Yeah, it's a new toy, and they love it. They keep playing with it. So
Yep.
it's very interesting place. But that was a backstory on that. Roger was running an event down at the YMCA in Miami, Arizona. I was up there. My people left early. We carpooled because, you know, it's expensive and the monies that we collect go to the locations. So I had nothing to do. And I had the table set up from, the sessions we did with our guests. So I'm like, well, what the hell? I'll throw a camera up and I'll just sit here and mess around for a half hour. And that's what I did. Even with places, regardless, it's the mix of people that are there. It's just like you go to a party and there's an asshole down over there, you avoid him. They do the same thing. If they don't like a person's vibe or somebody's being disrespectful, you're gonna have a shitty night, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think Vinny too. You've been doing that for so long. There, you seem to get some of the best stuff when you're alone in the jail.
Oh, Roger and now Sam. Pam used to all the time when she came up. I was like old hat. Then Roger came up, and every time we're doing stuff, you get Roger. Then Samantha Fellows, she joined the group. All of a sudden, they fell in love with her. It's constantly, we were doing something, and at the same time, somebody was using an app, Spirit Box, and somebody got an EVP, all saying Sam. It was like they were calling for her. So it depends. If you're very honest and you're respectful and you have a true heart, you're going to get a lot of responses. If you go in there to be somebody, it's not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's an awesome place, and I agree with you. If you're going to go do something, the jail is definitely the place to go. It's a lot of fun. Have you ever been there to the jail?
Well, we did one in New Mexico, remember?
No, I'm talking about the one in Globe.
The Globe one.
It's been
New
closed.
Mexico, Donna Anna was cool.
The old jail.
I don't think so.
downtown. You should
I don't
go.
think
It's
you've
a
been
lot of
there.
fun.
I've been there.
It's
No.
a very
I've been
cool
to
place.
Florence.
It's super. That's a different jail. I'm sure that's active too.
No, I've not been to the one
No,
before.
it's really good.
So Vinny,
We should bring you one of these times.
Yeah,
we
we should.
were at the train station thing there, but we never went.
yeah, the train depot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
The jail's a
place.
lot of fun. It really is.
That has gotten active, the train depot.
Yeah.
How's it?
Train
Yeah.
Depot's
God,
been interesting.
I think it's kind of that point too. Kind of a little bit of what Jack said too is they're learning. They're learning you.
Yeah. Yep.
So when they get used to you, they feel comfortable and they can interact. At that point.
My favorite thing with Train Depot, I want to say, was the first time Vinny threw me in there. Didn't know anything about it. We were doing was it for the Paracon maybe?
Paracon.
Yes, throws me in there, and it was me and you and Joey. Yes, it was. And you guys were doing the room out there, and I think it was me and Kendra, and we were going to switch, and our group was going to go to the one out there, but there was these like shady dudes. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to go out there. So we made the guys go back out there again. And then Joey came in and picked a battery up or something. And just as Joey walks in the room, he was like, did that thing just say your name? And I was like, yeah, it won't be quiet. And it was the spirit box or something. And then he left and then you came back for something and it was the same thing. And you were like, did that thing just say your name? I was like, it won't shut up. Like, what the heck is going on? And like, everybody starts laughing and they're like, it said it like 30 times. I'm like, I don't know. We just met. Like, this is a new thing.
I just remember the one girl got freaked out and left.
Yeah. She like totally up and left.
Yeah, she just left.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do
Interesting.
you guys want to talk about some of the equipment? I know we put some equipment out here, but do you want to kind of go through it for people? So
I mean, if anybody's interested in getting into this, well, I'm going to hate myself for saying it, but just stick with your phone for now. Your phone, I mean, look at the cameras that they have in them today. You can record with your phone. Apps, they're entertainment, plain and simple. You can download apps. Yeah, they're going to be fun. They're going to say something. It's going to be exciting.
They can be manipulated. We all know.
All you really need to investigate, honestly, is just a recorder. We like to just sit in a room quiet and just listen to what's going on, say a couple things, wait for responses. The REM pods and, the Mel meters and the K2s and all that.
K2.
Great to have, but they can be manipulated by man-made items as well as some natural phenomenon. So, recording of an actual voice, it's kind of hard to beat. And if you notice some of the shows on TV like Ghost Hunters, okay, Jason Hawes, watch what he's using. He walks around with a Tascam recorder with headphones and a flashlight. He plays with some stuff now because they are hooked up with Ghost Stop and they give him gear to use, etc. But his primary thing is just walking around. He doesn't use an SOS. He doesn't really utilize mediums either because the simple fact you can't prove what they're actually hearing.
Yeah.
But it's just straight up audio. And that's the whole thing. That's the cusp of it. That's where, the system that these guys are working on, Rajcom and Statacom, that's it. It's the audio component of what we were doing to make contact. Everything else is just cute.
Yeah.
Now I have a store, okay? I like to sell everybody this stuff, but you're going to start out, go slow, try to find something used. We saw a lot of used gear on our site. If you want to come up there and take a look, we buy gear. A lot of times there'll be a team and this guy's buying this, that, and they run around for about a year. And then I get a call back, hey, can you buy all this stuff back? I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Did you guys have a fight or something? No, we haven't gotten any ghosts. Okay. I work out a deal and I take it back and I sell it to people that want to.
Well, and that's one thing. I've sent plenty of people to you and I've said, hey guys, you want to get into it? Absolutely. The people we're taking out again at the end of the month. I think they reached out to you. I said, start with the cheap stuff. Only spend $50, get 3 things, let it be. And I think they've sent you stuff back and traded in to trade up. And
we do.
That's an amazing way to do it because you can feel it out. I don't want you to spend $500 on something that, like that guy, you're going to do for 6 months and then never do again. Work your way through it. Work through those tools. Learn how to use those tools. Find out your way of doing things. You don't even know what your way is yet. Keith loves the microphone. What's his name? He loves the microphone, headphones, and that's literally what he uses.
Yeah.
That is it. He doesn't like anything else.
Most real stuff. Because all this other stuff, the reason that the ghost, the spirit box or whatever, all that kind of cryptic tap together thing bothers me because I know that our brains are meant to make patterns and recognize patterns. Yeah. And so the worst thing for me is hearing the audio with the subtitles on the screen. Of course you're going to hear that. Right. I want to listen to it and not see it and see if there's any chance I hear it. I never hear it without being prompted.
Yeah.
And my hearing's not that good anyway. So it's possible that the frequency's out of my range. But the point being that the one EVP I ever heard that was no question, it was not. I don't know what the explanation is for it, but it was words like a human spoke them. I was there when it was recorded. I didn't make any sense. No explanation. It was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced in this. But how did I don't know why they got that. I have no idea why it was on a little digital recorder. We're walking around with him and he was just listening to it back. Go check this out. He didn't tell me what it was. He didn't say what it was going to say. He just played it back. And I just felt that chill on your body, holy shit.
And you heard it clear.
I have one of those. I wish I could find that recording.
Clear as day in a human voice that wasn't in our group.
Yep.
And randomly. It wasn't part of the conversation. It was the weirdest thing I've experienced, and I have no explanation for it. But I liked that because
You were there.
My brain wasn't making shit up.
Yeah.
Right.
He heard it separate of me without any prompting other than just listen to this. There's something here. It was wild.
What do you hear? And whether you hear something or not, what do you hear?
Like, because then those little,
yeah.
I'm going like, and then they put the words up there and go, oh yeah, I guess I heard that, but I wouldn't have heard it otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's when we were in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So same. You weren't there.
I was on the second. I was there after the parabolic.
Yeah.
When you guys had the big parabolic slam, that was the time before. When I went to one after that.
Yeah.
You didn't go for Paracon, right?
In Globe, I did, not in New Mexico. No.
No. Okay.
We just did the deal.
So New Mexico, when we went
Jail.
for Paracon, we were there like 3-4 days. Right. Super long. Like we were there a good amount of time. And so one of the biggest things was something like that, where I had the little recorder and we were walking around and it said your name clear as day. And when I played it back and I was like, wait, what? And the 3 people that were there were like, yeah, we didn't hear that. And so I took it to you. And as soon as I played it for you, your eyes got big and I was like, oh, he heard it.
It's a whole different feeling when you hear it.
And it's your name too.
Yeah.
You were like, wait, what?
But I think
that place is my favorite.
One of the great things you do, Vinny, and the group, you guys do a lot of tours, and really, I think that's the best way to start. If you really want to get into it, go do a tour, go play with the equipment.
And you don't have to buy anything.
Right. And
you get everybody else's equipment to play with.
Yeah. Yep.
Go play with other people's stuff.
I mean, do it for a while. If you really stay into it and you enjoy it, then start picking up some stuff.
Yeah.
And then if you put together a group of people,
yeah,
everybody should have a recorder. Everybody should have a flashlight. Then maybe this guy will buy a REM pod. This guy will buy an EM meter. This guy will buy a PIR sensor, whatever the case may be. So it's not one person getting all this stuff.
Right.
You're supporting each other.
Right.
So, and you don't need really need a lot of stuff. I mean, she yells at me all the time, "What the hell are you taking all this shit for? You never use it." It's just because it's there if I need it. And I've gone places where I wish I had and I didn't have it, and I was really pissed off. So yeah, you cart the stuff around. Maybe 20% of it comes out of the case because it's what's going on at that particular time. And maybe this may work. It's like kind of like, hey, what's going to work for you? Do you like this? No. What do you like to eat? Chicken? I don't want any chicken. Okay, well, how about? And that's what you're doing. You're trying to get something for them to be happy to utilize to try to communicate with you. But Jack, it's all what you hear, the EVPs. That's spot on. You can still get contamination because, what humidity and rain, especially voices travel. If someone's listening to a TV across the street and there's a certain pitch, certain wavelength that comes through, it's going to be picked up by the recorder. You're not going to sure what the heck that is. Yeah. But as far as anything, that's going to have probably the truest sense of evidence is an EVP.
There's always the personal aspect of like if you experiencing it firsthand, whether it's EVP or anything else, if you experienced it firsthand versus witnessed it secondhand, there's always that level of authenticity. Mm-hmm. I've never been there at one of these, like some of the videos that I've seen. You had a group that brought a video on that I just blew my freaking mind. I didn't see it, but if someone told me it was fake, I'd believe it was fake. It's hard to believe it's real because it's so ridiculous. Like you're supposed to be like on the 3rd floor of a building.
The
and
shadows,
like goblin shadows are dancing along the wall, and I'm going, "What the fuck?"
Tony and Cherise.
Oh yeah,
Phelps Dodge.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't there for that. It's impossible for me to say, yeah, 100% that's on the level.
But it's one of those things where you're like, wait, what?
I want to trust them. I want to believe them. I don't really know.
But you don't know them. You don't.
So that's again. This
and
is
again,
one
it's
of those
a video.
Things, all of the supernatural stuff is so cool and fascinating, and at the same time, super unfulfilling because you can't really share it with anybody if they weren't there to experience it. You can show them video of it. You can show them all these things.
And I swear it was just the way it was.
Especially in today's day and age, you go, okay, so freaking what? If you don't get that experience yourself. And that's the part of it that I think is special and important when it comes to belief in or proof of life from this point. It's for you as an individual. I've never had the full visual confirmation that I would love to have with people that have passed on. Yeah. But I've come to understand that the way that I perceive them is different than the way other people. I would like to have that sort of experience, but I realize that it's their constant presence in my thoughts, and that it didn't used to be there, and the things that remind me of them constantly, and little more nuanced things that are continual throughout the day, as opposed to like full visions or contact or hearing them or seeing them in dreams. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all very personal, and it's really cool. If you,
Well, and that's why I love that Vinny does these tours and stuff, because you can go experience that. You can go do that for yourself. And again, if you want more than that, then great. And you can build your stuff up on your own. If you don't, then that's great too. And
I
you
like
walk
the
away
laser
with that
pointer.
experience.
the laser pointer array thing that Joey had, I have 2 now.
The green.
But
Yeah.
these ones are blacklight colored.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous. The amount of beams they throw.
We
off.
have one. Oh my goodness.
My wife
Yeah.
hates it.
She's like, oh God. What
Did
are
you see?
doing now?
Did you see Seth's comment about the '80s toy, Mr. Microphone?
So we
That's pretty
have,
funny.
and I'm actually super bummed. I want to see maybe, because you're technical and Roger's technical. So we bought an old
Reel to reel.
reel to reel, and we have tons of tapes, but our microphone doesn't work. And I want to figure out, I have the microphone. It doesn't record anything. So I don't know
I
what
couldn't
we
tell
can
you.
do. I would love to get it to work, but we have some super cool old recordings that we still listen to. But
That was one thing. And back in the day when I started, the only thing that we were really kind of trucking around was small reel to reels. And then, cassettes came out. But unknown to us, and you're learning and you read and you find out that half the shit we thought we heard, was crap that wasn't completely erased. With any type of that style recordings, new cassette, new reel to reel every single time.
Yep.
The digital recorders, you have, the card in there. Best thing to do is every time you're going to use it, format it. You don't want anything that's still left in there because it could come through. But that was the big thing with reel to reels, and we used to wet our pants. Oh my God, do you hear that? And then after a while,
from you guys chatting,
shit, that was probably something we recorded 2 years before.
Right.
But that
has
old
a bunch
style
of new
stuff is kinda
ones.
cool.
Yeah, it has a bunch of new ones. I would just love to figure out how to make it work.
I couldn't help you with that.
So, well, Dad, pull up Dad's comment there.
I did already.
I know, but do it right now. I have a thing.
I can't see anything.
Jack has to go to the Globe jail. Why, Dad? Because you want him to have the same experience you had?
Well, you have to know that I'm going to F it up. I'm a blocker. I've told you this before.
So he is too.
That's what I thought.
He was
That's what I
in the room by himself.
Yeah.
And so there are, and we kind of talked about it on the drive up there, and he was up there and didn't say anything the whole time we were there. We're sitting at dinner, and he looks at me, and he asked a question. He was like, so if the girls, how did he say it? Like, if the girls were going to do something, what would they do? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, what would they do? And I'm like, tug on your shirt. And his eyes got huge. And I was like, oh, did that happen to you? And he was like, I thought I was crazy at first, but then you just said it.
And it happened up at the, where Kingsley's cell
In
is.
Kingsley's cell.
At the end of that hall. Where
Yep.
the window is right at the end. That's right.
He was
where it
looking. We
happened.
were looking out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area is the
Bottom.
women's tank. That's where they had all the females located. And there's a spirit that we call Jen up there, whether it is or not, but that's her name. And she does like to grab people, guys, especially with beards that are in decent shape and have a good head of hair. Now, as far as your dad, again, power to you, man.
Yeah. He got the shirt tug.
Yeah, you got the shirt tug.
Yep.
Wait, what else
Yeah.
do they tug?
What?
Nothing.
They've done all kinds of things.
Yeah, they do.
In there, too.
Grabbed.
You gotta. Really?
You get goosed.
When do you want to go?
That's just like
You
for a
can
good time,
you can get goosed all you want, but the
Roast
first
candy all day.
time,
Yeah.
the first time we go to this jail, Pam's like, go in that cell. And I was like, no. She's like, no, it'll be fine. And I was like, She's like, no, it'll be great.
It'll be great.
Also.
I was in there all of a minute. And I was like, yeah, no, he is breathing on my neck. He can just,
Come on.
she's just cracking
blow
up.
on your neck.
It's not funny. That was a setup.
Stop. Gotta lay down.
Yeah,
That.
I don't know if I'm open
I
enough.
didn't like it.
You should go just to see.
We
see
should
what
go.
happens.
We should 100% go. Wait till it gets cooler and we'll go.
Don't come on.
Yeah,
A
there you go.
event, Jack. Come on, something we'll do. Solo just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Sure.
we'll have a blast. Wait till Joey comes back and we'll do it. We'll all go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We can do it a Truth About Beer episode again, since that was what, your second one? Third one?
That was our third one.
Third one.
Yeah.
We can do one live up there if you want.
Yeah.
We could.
That'd be fun. Very cool.
That'll definitely work.
Interesting video.
All right, here I got another video for you. I'm just gonna play it and then I'll let you talk about it, Vin.
Do it.
So here it is.
The word, bro.
720, guys. Yeah, so this is the room where apparently the blonde lady, like he mentioned earlier, she stayed in here.
Where are we, dude?
Downtown.
No, actually, I'm kind of nervous going in the room right now.
Yeah. I'm very hesitant right now.
Did you hear that? Guys, we just came back to the room and the fan just moved. Like,
It was literally
somebody turned it
spinning,
on.
like slowly, and there's no. This thing doesn't even turn on. We literally were trying last night to turn that light and the fan on, and it just wasn't doing anything.
Wait, how did you do that?
I don't reach even if I was on the bed. I'm freaking like short as hell.
Did you do that? Did you make the fan turn on?
What's the bubble popping?
I don't know.
Because it's on TV. It's their
Vinny, you
little,
look
like,
weird with the goatee.
yeah,
Plain
Vinny,
and simple.
you like
Why do we show this? Is not to bust their chops or anything. These are people that watch television shows, and that's what they do. They just assume everything is paranormal. They're in a haunted hotel. They're using an app. What the apps do, just like Google. You go on Google, you're looking for a certain purse or a fishing rod. Then you go on some other site. All of a sudden, you got these ads
for fishing rods.
Fishing rod. It's AI. That's what the apps use. They're listening to you. What is here? It's not going to say rabbits. It's going to say spirits or demon or any other bullshit. They happen to be downtown. It said downtown. Okay, great. It said downtown. So what? It doesn't mean a damn thing. But they go into the fans go moving because there's an air vent there. Investigate. Don't take it for what it is. That's the whole point of that video. Not to bust those guys. They're really not. I don't know them personally, but I've seen some of their stuff. They're very nice guys. They're very, very respectful, which is the important thing of investigating at all. But you need to investigate. You need to not take it for face value of paranormal. You need to try to find something that's causing it. Simple.
That was good. Why, Jack?
I was just thinking back to the goose things.
Oh. But he digresses.
And
on my
all right, so this next video is a little bit long, but I think it's worth playing it because, to Vinny's point before, you need to know your equipment. You need to understand how the equipment works, and for good reason. So here, I'll play this one. It's about 2 minutes long, so here it is.
Climbing this pole.
This ghost apparition appeared to the left of us and then appeared in front of us. Was this one of the working ladies of the brothel, or was this something else? There were other paranormal investigators within this room, unaware that the structured light sensor camera was picking up them and also the ghost apparition sitting in the table chair. As I ventured into the back room, I couldn't believe what the SLS camera was capturing on the couch. The structured light sensor picked up this ghost apparition standing by the bench.
Don't have to do that anymore in the afterlife?
I guess
He's waving.
Yeah.
That
Are we bothering you?
We got to show Paul this one.
He's saying, excuse me.
Can you wave to us?
Wasn't there until Vinny went over there, and it was trying to see Vinny's here. So he's mapping But this thing is right there manipulating the REM pod. But it's definitely right near that REM pod.
Yeah.
Sorry, there were multiple faces that happened while we were out.
Okay, so what this video is about, again, equipment, understanding it. The SOS structure light sensor, it's basically something for gaming. All right, it's a Kinect camera that was used with the heck was it?
Xbox.
It was
Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
The idea is it sits on top of your TV or whatever,
And it
it
follows
watches you, and it puts an avatar on a screen of you actually acting. The idea is it's stationary, you are moving. Now you take this unit, you put it together, and you move the camera around. It doesn't know it's moving. So any object that is similar to a body form, they spent tons of money in research, fat kids, little kids, reflectiveness of different type of materials, the depth. It actually sends out dots of infrared, and it's mapping. It's doing 3D. So now when you're walking around with this thing and all of a sudden it sees a backpack on a chair, oh, that must be a person.
Because I'm moving.
Yeah, you're moving it. So what's happening? The ghost hunter, the ghost hunters go, oh, it's a ghost like that. But here's a person, here's a ghost. No, it's not a ghost. It's a backpack.
Chair.
Ghost is taking a poop.
Any better because this is what they use on television. They use it wrong on television as well. Now, will it catch something? Yeah, there's a very possibility, but it has to be used properly. It needs to be on a tripod and not move. And there can't be anything there. We bought one and we had issues. And, contacting Microsoft, it was, well, you got to get rid of the table lamps. You got to get rid of the couch. What the hell? Going to have a blank room for this kid to play video games in? Because it was picking up these other things. Because it was just him playing, but there was somebody else playing with him. And it wasn't Casper the Ghost. It was picking up and acquiring these other items. That's what it does. That's what it's designed to do. And when it's used wrong, that's kind of what happens.
Well, and when you have this times when it's used right, then it's even more interesting and it's even more awesome because you are using it correctly.
I think the point of Vinny playing that last video was that when you pick something up in conjunction with another piece of equipment,
right,
that kind of fortifies that.
Yeah.
And again, it's interesting. Can't say it's paranormal, can't say it's haunted, but it's interesting the fact that the backstory of that is people that worked at this place, they saw a cowboy. That chair is not there anymore, unfortunately, but they saw a cowboy in that area sitting by that chair. They physically saw one. So now we had the REM pod there. We were still setting up, and Pam and Dawn was actually working the SOS, and Dawn was explaining it to Pam. And we see the figure bend over, looks like it's touching the REM pod, and it goes off simultaneously. Coincidence? Probably. But it's an interesting catch. The idea is that's more than just it focusing on a backpack and assuming that it's a ghost. And then the toilet thing, come on, guys, really? No, it wasn't. It was going like this to you guys. Shut the door out. Leave me alone.
He's like, come on, man, give me a minute.
Come on.
Crap, man.
Any equipment you use has to be used the right way. Has to be. Otherwise, what the hell, man?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm not busting anybody's chops. These guys, the SOS was on one of the Ghost Adventures. I think it was Cripple Creek. They used it. It was actually stationary, but they put it on out the Bill Chappell, Digital Dowsing. He put one together. I mean, he is an engineer, but he put his own version together. And our deal request was like $900. I think it was selling for $1,200. It was nuts. It was ridiculous. But it was much better than what we use today. Taking
it was kind of filtered out and everything.
Yeah. But it is a tool. It does work used properly. Yeah. And you're going to see a little video of actually Pam in a situation where we caught something of interest. That's the 4 pieces.
Yeah.
Show the video.
And to your point, also, you mentioned before about going into people's houses and doing investigations. I think it's even more important how the equipment works, because when you're dealing with personal situations like that, you freak out and say it's a ghost. You don't know what the ramification is going to be for those people either. I mean, so you need to understand what you're working with.
Well, and especially even if you don't freak out and that owner's watching you and
Right.
you're walking around with this thing and it goes on the kid's backpack. Oh my God, it's a ghost. It's haunting my kid.
Yeah.
Now you've just let that loose into the
Same
world.
thing with the
Exactly.
apps. We had a situation. This guy was anxious. He thought there was stuff in his house and whatnot. There was somebody that investigated beforehand, and the wife was actually now sleeping on the couch. Turned out they actually got a divorce because this guy was so far. But he had a team in there. They were using some stupid app, and they asked what's here, and he was there with them, and it said demon. The guy went fucking berserk.
Yeah.
Just went off the charts, and it just caused that family to split. Now here's a bunch of ghost hunters having a good time at this family's expense.
Right.
This isn't an opportunity to ghost hunt.
No.
If you want to have fun, great. Go have fun in locations like the jail and the YMCA.
That are open to public, that are not.
Investigate somebody's houses, because you can do such damage. It's totally incredible. We had a couple investigations this year. People lost someone to suicide. That is a very, very difficult. What do you think the mother's thinking? It's their fault. So you go in there, you have to be part detective, part scientist, and a psychiatrist. You have to be very, very careful. You can't say things, you can't lead them on. Even if you think, you got to be careful what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to cause a whole bunch of shit, and these poor people don't need it. And it might be great intention, good intentions, but you got to really be careful what you say and how you say it. So very important.
Yep.
Good point. I got to put a couple of pictures you sent me that I want to share. One was from the YMCA. I'll pull it up so you can talk about it.
Look at the size of that. Oh.
That's in that room, isn't it?
That's one big roach. Jesus.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's caught with a trail cam. That was Jimmy Villani was a guest investigator we had. It was a February. It was 4 guys. I left my drag at home, my dress and stuff. It obviously looks like a female. He was walking by towards the bathrooms. This was sit on the floor. It's shot. So people are like, oh, that's his reflection. The light is behind him. It's not a reflection of him. That is physically something sitting in that doorway.
That's that room, Pammy.
Where the bowling alleys were. When you got the bathroom in that room, that's where that's called. Standing there looking in.
Across from the corner.
You can see it's the dress. You can have the hat.
Yeah, that's definitely a girl. It's like a little tam hat.
Now,
it's a little girl.
That's what happens all the time. This is getting anything visually is totally incredible. It's like a holy grail because it really, really, really happens. And that was an interesting catch. And we tried to debunk it. We couldn't reproduce it, but it is definitely an interesting catch. And being at that place is another place that does have activity, it's very possible that could have been something that
is a cool place.
Paranormal nature.
Like that place.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place.
So the next one you sent me is in the jail, and it's funny because Joey and I actually had personal experiences very similar to this picture here. So same spot, right?
That back corner.
That back corner, back there.
And you guys would sit there and argue about it. No, I see it. Did you see it? Did you see it? And it's dark, and everybody can't see anything.
So the experience that we had was when we were playing around with the ghost tube, right? It's got the little EMF reader on the bottom of it. When I go back towards those bars where that sink is, it would spike in that one area for no apparent reason. But this is on a FLIR, right? You caught this?
Yeah, the thermal imaging camera. This is at night. Normally, I shut the lights off. I pop my head to the lower tank, the downstairs tank, and thank you very much, and hope you don't mind that we were here. I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks. Please stay well. And I say goodbye. I happen to, when I do that, I normally pat my pockets and make sure I got my phone, make sure I got my wallet, etc. And in the bottom, I had cargo pants on. The bottom was the FLIR. I took it out, took a shot, didn't even look at it. And then when I saw this, I'm like, holy shit. So the way a FLIR, the thermal imaging goes, that deep blue, that's the coolest. The darker colors are cooler, and white would be the hottest point. So there was something there that was caught on his FLIR, and the FLIR, this is a C2, it actually takes simultaneous black and white pictures. So you're actually seeing the black and white version of that. Do you have the other picture of that?
Yep, I do.
So as an investigator, I need to figure this out. So I changed the contrast to get more visual on it, and I also inverted the image to be able to see. And you can see there is something there. There is something. It's not gas. It's not
Something's
vapor,
blocking.
humidity. There is something
Behind it.
blocking things.
Yeah.
So that's proof that there was something in that tank going across. So,
Yeah.
Well, I can remember several times standing at the entrance to the tank there. We'd all be doing, you would do like the Estes method in that area.
Mhm.
And we would be at the front,
and everybody
watching
be
the back.
saying, I keep seeing a shadow in the back.
Yeah.
And that happens, right, Roger? That happens a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that was a cool picture. That was a cool catch.
Especially because it happens to us all the time.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird because we'd always get something
Always.
back in that area, and I'm so happy you caught something back
I
there.
mean, you'll get something like that if you have a wall that has a sheen on it. You'll get reflection of you, so you got to be careful. But it's definitely, there's nothing reflective there. It's all dull gray paint.
It's all beat up gray paint.
Well, the temperature differential.
What jail
too.
was that?
That's Globe.
That was
That's the one in
okay.
Globe.
Yeah.
That's the jail. A lot of this is the jail because again, it's active.
We're there all the time too.
There you go.
Well, like in the one recording where you referred to that shadow, you're like, I think I saw a shadow, but it could be my eyes playing with me.
Mhm.
That was the same area. He was just at the front end of it.
Yeah. Yep.
And again, that's where they are all the time, is at that very end in those back corners. Like
They're
you see it all the time.
always watching. You know, they'll dart back and forth. They're always watching. They're listening. You know, it's kind of like, what the hell are you guys doing?
They're feeling you out.
They're very familiar with us, but when there's outsiders there, they're not sure.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they're really not sure. They trust us. They understand, why we're there, what our intent is, which is important. You have to have, why proper intent. You're not there for myself. I'm there to bring revenue so this place stays here. So as long as you want to be here, I'm going to do my best to make sure it stays here for you. That's
Exactly.
understand.
Do they want to be there?
Are they stuck there? Probably not. Do they visit there? Maybe. Are they visiting because I'm there or Roger's there?
Yeah,
or Kevin's
who
there?
knows?
Is that the connection? Is that what's going on? You don't know.
They haven't told us yet. We don't know.
I haven't asked you yet on Rajcom.
I don't think
And
they're allowed, are they?
They might not tell you what you want to know because it's that cosmic, that universe
Universal
law that we're not allowed to know these type of things. So, and you do a lot of research. I've done a lot of research on after death, and it seems that most people that have that after death experience, a lot of them are religious. But also the interesting thing is, even though that they were religious, you look at the type of lives they had. People that tend to have a good experience were decent, normal people. Some people have bad experiences, seeing very scary imagery, dark, dampness, no light. These people were kind of negative. They had a lot of shit going on in their lives. It wasn't the best situations that they had. So their experience was totally different, which I think is absolutely tremendous and something that I do a lot of reading on. So yeah, they're after death, God, we're all going to be there someday. Just kind of like to get a little heads up.
Yeah. So be a good human. Don't be a crap.
Be a good human. It's an experiment where this is part of our travels, this lifetime, then the next and the next. Maybe we're learning a little bit each time we go. To be that better person, to finally get to that plane of existence where the universe is completely open to us.
Yeah.
And we know all, and it's going to be something whenever we get. That's my opinion. Okay, lock me up. Go ahead.
Well, and it's funny because you think about it. Think about all the places we investigate, right? It's either a hospital
or a jail or
something.
It's never a good happy place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a wedding chapel,
I mean,
or
Right. Have you guys ever investigated something that didn't already have like a negative connotation to it?
Yeah.
Abandoned cupcake factory.
Yeah,
Right?
just something. I mean,
Well, you have the brewery, but what was the brewery before it was a brewery?
Creamery.
Yeah.
So I mean, not really a bad place. I mean, they made.
But there's a little bit of negativity involved.
But there is background too of some of the accidents that happened there, and also it was right on train tracks, so there's something else going on. And then everybody forgets the fact of what the hell the land was.
Exactly.
Everybody looks at it used to be land.
Exactly, and who knows what
people that were on land before the Anglos came to this location.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, and same thing with theaters. I mean, theaters are always a happy place, but how many accidents are there? How many suicides are there? How many people died somewhere else, but that was their only good moment, so that's where they stayed.
Back to the theater.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
theater is family for people. A lot of
Yep.
thespians are kind of not loners, but that was their family, that was their
Yep.
thing, that was their
That's
life.
their home.
They'd rather be somebody else than themselves as an actor. So it was for them a place that they enjoyed, and that's where we did a lot of stuff. Like I said, when I was in Jersey, a lot of theaters in New York, and they all kicked. They were just incredible, just beautiful places.
Need a picture with the lights on. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
What's behind the steel? A walkway.
We probably do have pictures.
We do, yeah. So it's a walkway. Amanda, you're more than welcome to come with us when we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Which when she told Paisley I was going on a ghost hunt, and Paisley laughed at me.
Oh, I left a comment. I'm hanging. I'm gonna shut that comment off.
Oh, don't leave Roger there.
Okay.
Amanda says, "Nope, she's not coming. She ain't coming with us."
No, she's not going to come.
All right, so I'm gonna play Pam's video now. Then you can talk about it a little bit.
Pammy's video, my Pammy.
There's a psychic medium that's arriving here, and she allegedly won't go back there, refuses to go into the back room. What is it that you feel?
I walked up to that interior door past this one. From what I could see, it was dark in there, but it's more like a closet, and I just felt somebody in my face, and he said, "Stay the
up."
I did try and communicate through the door, but I did not go in the door.
With Pam once being threatened by this spirit, she's our best chance at eliciting a response. So she agrees to take the brave next step, and this time go into the room this entity is said to reside.
Hold on to that.
And should it present itself,
Shut the door, Just go be in there with her.
we're running multiple devices to safeguard Pam and target this aggressor.
Who is in there with them?
He's tall. He's got gray hair. He's bearded. And he's not nice. This is the room he hangs out.
That the room right there?
Mm-hmm.
What is inside with Pam and Billy?
Show yourself.
Trying to get a name, but he won't talk to me. Other than get out.
Oh, wow. What was that? Only shaken.
Yeah.
There's something that flew out of this room the size of a basketball, a giant black ball that came out, went right to her face and then shot by. I think whatever was in here is not in here.
That's fucking cool.
Yep, I just got goosebumps, Pammy, because I can imagine what that felt like.
You know that room.
Mm-hmm.
She's never been there.
I've never been there. I had to work
You
in
haven't been
the
there?
hospital that day. No, I didn't go there.
Joey and Keith were in there.
Yeah, we were in that room.
So-
It wasn't a nice room.
Oh, where's a creepy room?
And when that ball of black came around me, I felt this like whoosh of energy go
Mhm.
past me.
So again, SOS, it worked in this this
And
situation.
what was that image coming from? The black ball. Was that the SLX
Yes,
creating that?
Yes, that was on the SLS.
I have no idea what it is. I've seen stuff like that, but I have no idea how or why that's going on.
Right, but it wasn't visible in the regular video feed, correct?
No.
It was only visible in that SLS shot.
It's only in the SLS.
And all they use, what they have is just the SLS footage. Some of the SLS, it's a split screen where you see black and white, and that 3D, then they just run the 3D. They don't use it all because they don't want to know.
Yeah.
That was an interesting catch, but the fact that she sensed it and we've been there and she knows what's there, and no, they didn't protect her.
I was going to say they're going to protect her really, Pam.
We got sticky
really.
notes and some
We
Scotch
got you.
tape.
We're going to stand right over here and we're going to protect you.
They're bigger
That
chicken.
will not go in there, by the way.
I love the thing. We got multiple devices.
We're not going to say
protect her.
anything because I'm going to say something and get us in trouble.
Don't
I'm just
say
gonna
that.
Be quiet.
Now, we got called in there to do an investigation. I originally contacted them. They were doing ghost tours and said, hey, this is what we do. We can help you with the fundraisers. We can give people actual, a real investigation feel. So the gentleman that I talked to was a guy named Carter. So he's, well, I'd love you guys to come and investigate. So we ended up doing an overnight cam, which I should have sent you at one point. And we caught some interesting things overnight because we want to get a feel and hear how the building is, because there's different sounds and things going on. We don't want to be surprised. That's part of doing a pre-investigation. So we went there. We did the investigation, And I send them a video from on YouTube, and it's unlisted. I'm like, look, here's what we've caught. Now you can share this with anybody, but if you share it with 10 people, they decide to share it with 10 people. Now 100 people have it. If they share it with 10 people, now 1,000 people have it. So one day last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was, I get a call from Ghost Adventures, Jeff Bellinger. He's a producer and researcher, and he's like, hey, you guys investigated Four Peaks, and I'm like, kind of quiet, like, shit, how the hell does he know this? This is
Yeah. We didn't tell anybody.
So he wants to talk to Pam, and she's standing behind me. Oh, she's not here. Can you call tomorrow? So yeah, no problem. So he hangs up, and I reach out to Four Peaks. I'm like, hey, this is what happened. Do you want us to talk to them? Oh yeah, please. We want them to come. Blah blah blah. So that's how we got involved with the episode. But again, I protected my client. I don't want to go on TV. I don't want to be famous.
Yeah.
To protect my client. That was my first priority. They wanted it to go on for whatever exposure, whatever they wanted, sure. And not that we went to participate and babysit Ghost Adventures, but as far as their episodes, I'm going to say it's one of the cleaner ones that they did.
There were no demons.
Yeah.
No one got possessed.
Oh, bro.
That's because you were there.
Well, one thing was she was mic'd. Okay?
Yes, I was like, first I was talking. It's not on camera, obviously. It got edited, but I said to Zach, I wouldn't say the guy's a demon or anything, and he just laughed.
There you go. You're like, I don't like it. He's not. I'm like, oh, demons? There's a demon. No, he's just not nice.
Then I went to talk to him. When I was done, I didn't realize I still had a live mic on, and I said, well, if they faked anything, they didn't do it in front of me.
So who knows?
We're good.
You had the mic on when you said that?
I forgot the mic was on me.
I was with the crew. They wanted nothing to do with me. They were with her, but I was with the crew all night and talking to them. And, Zach's a little demanding, I guess is a good word. But they enjoy being on the show. They like working for the show itself. So
it
was interesting.
Well, they get to go and do paranormal investigation for a living, get paid for it.
For a living, exactly.
Well,
tour and go all over the place
and get paid for it, I should say. But yeah, I mean, it was a good experience for the place. Obviously, they've got a lot of people wanting to go down there. Carter actually left. I would like to get back in there, not because I want to investigate it, but I want to bring the new technology like Rajcom in there.
Yeah.
And try to make communication this way. Yeah, forget the REM pods and the spirit boxes.
Roger in the room.
I want this to go down there, and I want to see what we get. I want her to walk around. I want Karen to walk around. And unfortunately, both her and Karen know things already, but when you deal with mediums, really the best way is not to give them any information. Let them tell you what they are experiencing. And
Right.
there's teams, a lot of people like Jason Hawes. He doesn't believe in mediums. He doesn't use mediums. Are they a tool? Yes, they are, but there's no way to, and even with equipment, there's no way to validate what they're experiencing, nor can you validate that the REM pod's going off because it's Casper the Ghost doing it. You can't. So why is one not good and the other one is accepted? So it's every individual team. You got your profile of your team, what you guys believe in. You want to get a team together and ghost hunt and have fun. Great. All power to you, but just stay away from people. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's a great point.
I mean, we've done so many things where nothing has happened.
Yeah, it's the one I went to New Mexico. And there was nothing in that one,
Yeah.
except for that one EVP in the lobby. Other than that, there was nothing.
Most of the time, you're falling asleep.
Oh yeah, well, again, that's like I was saying with all the video that we got at that thing. I said somebody needs to set up a collective where you put all the video available online to your fans and people,
And let
them go
Let
through
them
it.
look.
Let them spend the hours and hours
We
looking through
have-
the hours of
We have
footage.
hours.
Oh, yeah.
Truly, I am the worst person
You guys set
to
up 4
ever.
cameras on a 1-day trip. That is an
We
insane
did
amount of data. to
when we
download
went
to
to
anything.
when we did the Paracon one. We set up what 12,
Yeah, that's
8
insane.
or 8, 10, 12. Like literally every single camera was somewhere, and we let it run for like 2 days.
And that's months of you as an
Yeah.
individual. trying to search
Oh,
for that. So it's
we
like-
never.
That's what I'm saying. There should be a way that you have a community that can go through all this stuff as individuals.
Who
and
wants to
have-
volunteer? I got tons
We
of space.
There are millions of people with nothing better to do. But it's just a matter of finding a platform or a way to
Someplace
distribute
to put
it
it
so
out
that it
there.
can be checked without being.
Should we make a Drunk with
altered.
Facts paranormal
Hell
page
no.
and just stick it there and let
Hell
people
no.
do whatever they want with it? Because I have hours of
But Vinny
recordings that
just
I've
said
never.
they tried. They've
No,
tried.
we tried. Yeah, I mean, Jack, turn around and look at the flag for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be tired of doing that, so you're not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it. That's why I
dedication
don't
to
think
do
there's
it.
people out there that will do
I don't
it.
know. I got
So-
tons.
Very few.
So I've done.
Really, I feel like there's a giant amount of losers out there that got nothing better to do.
What was that, Roger?
Oh, I've slowly been going through my old stuff. Like I used to run 3 trail cameras, and it would only kick on if there was movement.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is
there'll
cool.
be times where it's on tours, like 30 or 45 minutes on one camera, and I'm like, so I break it up into like little 5-minute increments,
Oh, okay.
and you can actually do it on the trail cam, which is even better. So you'd have
Oh,
five
nice.
little 5-minute clips, but you blow through stuff real quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not that. And especially like audio stuff. I have so much recorder stuff.
Well, see, the audio is easy because if you dump it in a program, you can see the peaks where the audio comes through, and you can get rid of all the.
I was just going to
Yeah,
say.
but if you're talking with
now,
it,
now it's an AI tool. So now it's a matter of finding
Exactly.
an AI tool that you can
They can
hook
sniff
in.
it out.
You can have a look through your video or through your audio, looking for particular anomalies, signal wise or whatever. Right, Roger? That's what
There
you're
you go,
working on,
Raj. There's your first million, man. Come up with some AI. That'll
yes,
sniff through
please,
some
Roger. That'd be
paranormal
great.
video.
I'd pay for that.
A lot of people would pay for that. If you had an AI software that could watch your videos for you and find things
And
that were
tell you when
anomalous or
something shows up or
whatever,
moves or
just
changes.
give you that little piece to
That
watch.
5
Now I
minutes
have
or
now I
whatever.
have a whole hour out of the 72 months of
Yeah.
video footage
That's
that
actually-
I have an hour of stuff that I need to look at.
That's not terrible.
no, and that's not a bad idea because I mean you have AI that can comb websites for
look for
Find
certain
people in
things,
train
yeah.
stations. You know what I mean? It can do a lot of really cool stuff. It just takes somebody who has the ability to make the coding.
There
to
you
make
go,
the software
Roger.
to do it. I can't do it.
Call it Roger
I'm also
Roger
an-
Cam
I'm
or
an idea
Roger
guy.
I.
I'm an idea man.
Law enforcement's got stuff like this already. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
to the public.
It's out there.
It's there.
Still my idea.
Well,
I don't know, Roger. Make it paranormal.
there's all kinds of video analytics.
So,
Make
got
it
it.
better.
Yeah.
Make it better. So what did we learn today?
So why? So Mr.
Oh.
Mr. Fax has a fact or fiction. So
Ooh.
fact or fiction, you get more paranormal activity in darkness versus light.
I'll tell you.
Good know.
Fiction.
Who gets it?
Me and Pam are like, nope.
Who?
Nope.
Hmm.
Most ghosts I saw were in broad daylight.
And it's not 3 o'clock in the morning either. It's like 24/7. Whenever they want, they will.
Well, yeah.
Whatever reason they have, they will.
Roger,
Fiction.
I wanted your guys' opinion. I didn't have the answer. I just wanted to know.
I don't think there is an answer. I think it's whatever
No.
you've experienced, whatever you've dealt with. I mean,
Well, if we're talking about the actual existence of spirits or paranormal
They're
things,
everywhere.
Why would they be gone when the sun's out?
Yeah.
Of course they're not.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. They're not
They
like,
don't know what time is.
guys. It's getting kind of late.
it's
Fuck.
simmer down.
So why?
Yeah. Work in the morning.
So why was paranormal investigating only done with the lights?
Because they have real jobs. They don't make any money at it. So they gotta make a
bills
living
to
during the
pay.
day and then go out and investigate at night.
No, do I want to say that why we do tours and stuff at night, other than we all have jobs? It's scarier. It's more
The
entertainment.
ambiance.
What
Exactly.
are you doing? It's entertainment.
It's the entertainment.
Yes.
No one fears being
like-
eaten by a mountain lion in the broad daylight. That's when it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they've even it used to be because they were like, oh well, you get better pictures of stuff at night versus during the day. Well, I've seen ones that have been like the sun is up
Yup.
and it's a perfect, apparition right there. It's like
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to Gettysburg. You'll see them.
Night there's less contamination,
There you
audio
go.
contamination. But, yeah, that's pretty much the only real plus for it.
Yeah.
that's it.
Unless you're in Globe.
Harley.
Or 7.
3 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. Same vibe.
Same thing.
Roger, you hit it right on the head, man. It's so hard to do audio in those places.
Oh yeah, you can't
So
do any
hard.
sort of audio.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Mm.
As you're-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Better to do.
who's planning the trip or whatever.
Plus the cats out there.
Well, that's the guy who knows when we can get in there. So we gotta know what month we're doing it, and Vinny will get us a spot.
I tell you, if you guys can do during the week,
Oh yeah.
I mean, at that point, they're just happy to get, 100.
Somebody during the week, yeah.
It's like extra gravy for them. Weekends, everybody's going to investigate because everybody's off the weekend. But,
Yeah.
During the week, a Thursday night, can roll in there.
We can plan
You can work that in.
Oh yeah.
So
Thursday night
if anybody wants to get a hold of Vinny, you can go to azpeers.com.
Actually, scratch that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I got too many websites. You got the Ghost Hunters Outlet, AZPIRS, Ghost Hunters Adventure, AZ Ghost Tours. We're putting together the Paranormal Group.
Okay.
Paranormalgroup.org. From there, you can get to everything. You can get to the private investigations. If you have a group or a group of friends, family coming in town, you want to do something a little bit different, you can go there and find that. If you want to go on a tour where we talk about history and show you some stuff, you can do that. If you want to come on a public ghost hunt, you can do that. If you need help with something, you can reach out to us that way. If you want to buy something, you can click on a link and get to the store there. So paranormalgroup.org.
Paranormalgroup.org.
You have t-shirts?
You got t-shirts?
Yep.
Pammy's got it.
Pammy's got
Let's see your titties.
Yeah, when you come up, Jack, we'll get you I Survived the Heal of Jail.
There you go.
There you go.
Paranormal, what was it? Paranormal
Group.org.
And we'll link that in the video once the video gets posted.
Link
that way
it.
people want to, and because you get access to everything from there.
Yeah, one thing just to let everybody know, the sales from our store offset the fundraisers we do. If we're getting $250 donation for the jail, we'll get $25 for gas. I'm doing 240 miles round trip. $25 isn't really cutting it. So anything from the store helps offset those costs that we have in doing those. And we run, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 10 events per month. It depends on the month. We don't do much in August because it's just too damn hot. But we have 9 different locations that we work with. We have some incredibly large places. We have some outdoor locations. We run paranormal days, which is an entire day of all different type of paranormal. We have lectures. We're doing one up at the Superstition Mountain Museum, October 19th. Actually, it's a weekend. It starts the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Besides ghost-wise, we're also having UFO. So there's going to be stargazing on all the 3 nights.
An interesting place out there.
Speakers. It's an incredible place. The superstitions are absolutely incredible. Yeah, there's when you see them live, I mean, a picture just like the canyon, Grand Canyon. Yeah, it's great. It looks nice in the picture, but when you see that nature, it's absolutely awe.
And people are climbing that thing at night.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You're not as likely to fall at night. That's why. Or at least
There you
not.
go.
Well,
And then I get to talk to them.
super
I don't
entertaining.
know how far you're falling in.
Roger, are you independently wealthy, or is that a green screen you've got going on?
That's his new piano. He's jealous.
Oh, yeah, I just moved
Won
in.
the lottery.
You want the lottery.
Like
Monday.
boy.
Yeah, I know. It's nice. He's just rolling in the Benjamins.
That's funny.
Weird because it's daylight out there too.
So
right?
I do. So that first location for that video you played.
Yeah.
So anybody, I'm going to talk about, that was the first time you guys were there, right? Like you were feeling it out to start the tours when we all went.
Superstition? Yeah, the first when
Superstitions
you guys,
yes.
when you were with us, that was the first time.
So anybody who knows me knows I am not emotional at all in any way.
Well, I wouldn't say it anyway.
Yeah, not at all.
Not in a traditional way.
No, not at all.
Right.
You're very emotional.
So we're out there and there is a
Oh my gosh, Seth.
like there is like a I don't even know what to call it. Like they have a shrine essentially
There's a memorial up there.
for the kids. And the husband who passed away in this plane accident, that was a couple years before, right?
Like 2012, wasn't it? 2011, 2012?
Something like that. Yeah, it was November 23rd. I remember that much.
So we're up there, we're looking around. I just got a cut on my finger.
Don't cry.
Girl.
You'll be emotional.
Something scratched me.
I'm not
Probably
emotional.
myself. So we're sitting there and we're walking around, and I'm too many years in healthcare, super interested in like all these mashed metal parts. So I'm literally like walking through these mashed metal parts and I'm getting down and I start like hearing things and kind of seeing things. And then I bend down because it sounded like a good idea at the time. And I have my recorder, which I've never listened to, Roger. And it's in my hand and I bend down and was it Reagan was the girl's name?
Morgan.
Morgan.
And I bend down and I'm like having this conversation with this kid. And I can't see her. Like it wasn't one of those, which was weird because usually you can. I couldn't see her, but I could hear her and I'm having this conversation with her. And then it was like, as soon as I stood up, like I just started bawling. And I walked over to Keith and he just looks at me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, not at all." Like I just couldn't shake it. And they have it on camera. Like I'm just straight full bawling.
Yeah, that was weird.
I need to copy that.
Super weird. So I'm like, we're good. It's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all good places that we do. They're all places that need help. These are all historic locations. The jail is a 1910 Gila jail, 1917 YMCA, 1928 Bouillon Plaza, 1888, I think, Acadia Branch, a TB hospital that we work with. So these places are, they're keeping this history for us to be able to enjoy, to be able to feel, touch, and smell, not just look at, a one-dimensional picture in a book, which I want my, granddaughter to be able to experience, and other people and, families to see what we went through back in that day, to understand the hardships and how friggin' easy we have it. And, your life is worth something. Imagine what it was back there. They survived. They pushed on. You need to do. Yeah, people are rude. Taxes and expenses and whatnot. And yes, that's depressing. But hey, come on. We have it great. So enjoy your life. Be positive. Do the best you can.
And all that. The YMCA looks great. Like it's amazing to see because we've been there 2-3 years and they've done so, like, it is coming along. It looks so good.
She has like a thrift shop in there now, so investigating gets a little tough, but we still have access to do it.
Yeah, that YMCA is an amazing building. It has a pool.
Yeah, the pool.
Like in the basement. And then
First floor, yeah.
The basketball court is above it. Like it's insane to me. It's just so neat.
20,000 square feet.
Yeah.
The bowling alley in there. It was really an incredible place. And 1917 is still standing. Yeah, it's got issues. She needs help here and there. She's put a new roof in, but
putting the money in. Like it's
beautiful. Great. The building is beautiful, and the town of Miami. There's not much foot traffic that goes through there. A lot of it passes by. Even the shops that are in there, most of the time they're just open on Saturdays.
Yeah, there's not much.
They're not even open on Saturdays. So, I hope that it's getting revitalized. That people are trying, or we're working with those folks up there. So, hopefully it continues to grow instead of putting these new builds on top of each other here in Arizona. Let's go up to these small towns, revitalize them, go back to Main Street America. Let's get over there a little bit.
Yeah,
it's there waiting for us.
Yep.
So.
That's awesome. It's an awesome place to visit. Well, cool, guys. I want to thank you guys for jumping on with us tonight. It was a lot of fun, as always.
Yeah, thank you. Your listeners, we appreciate your time, folks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll reach out to you guys to get Jack on another investigation.
Yeah, we gotta get Jack to the jail.
Jack out there.
100%.
Oh, it'll be fun for everyone. Oh, this?
It will be.
It will be fun for everything.
I'll bring the prison outfit. We'll put him in now. Lock him in a cell.
Well, Sue, we did that at in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Locked me in a cell for an hour.
So, yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, so Sue, you're a medium, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested because I've had Reiki priests have issues with me, and I'm curious if it's.
I'm a Reiki master. What issues did this Reiki priest have?
Well, I don't know what you call him, a priest or whatever. He was my my son's grandfather. He was a Reiki practitioner. I'm not sure what you call it. When I first met him, he accused me of being a blocker because he had a little rod.
Oh, because he couldn't. Okay.
Right. So I don't know what to do with that, but I found it interesting because it was. I know I didn't want him to look at me, but I wasn't aware that I was that good at whatever it was I was doing. So it was interesting. So
did you believe in his ability?
Hammy, you'll love him.
Did you believe in the Reiki, the energy that he's trying to put into?
Like, did you believe what he was doing, or just like, yeah, okay, gotta do whatever you want?
This is the thing. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a skeptic because I've experienced a lot of things in my life, but I don't have deeply held beliefs other than I know that people who don't believe in spirits don't get possessed by demons. That's kind of
Jack lives.
just the way that I live about it. You can't be hypnotized if you don't want to be hypnotized, but people absolutely get hypnotized.
Yeah.
But there has to be some willingness to do
it.
Right. So I don't think that I'm narrow-minded. I'm not sure that I'm as open-minded as I could be either.
Okay.
And partially because I'm worried about being susceptible to the bad side of these things. You know, that there is some risk in being completely open-minded. I believe there is some of that. So
Oh yeah, there's definitely.
that's for myself. I certainly am not firm in anything. So, but I'm interested for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get something together for sure.
Okay.
So.
I'm a shock blocker.
Yeah, that's
You're nuts, brother.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you definitely the 7th.
All right.
Alrighty.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Roll credits.
I love having them on.
I do too. They're
They're
awesome.
just the best people to begin with. Pam is gonna have so much fun.
Just
with
call
you.
me a dick.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
I mean, honestly.
No, but it's funny. Seth says something before that he liked the group aspect of it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, you know, when Joey and I first found Vinny, Pam, and the team, that's the one thing we were drawn to is the fact that it was a group thing.
Well, there's
And it was a family.
Most
really.
things that
I
you
mean,
enjoy are that way.
Yeah.
Think of 61 South when it first started.
Yeah.
It was that family. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Most things, whether it's your church or it's your group or whatever, that's why groups matter.
Right.
It enhances everything. If you do everything by yourself, life's pretty sad and lonely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So regardless of what this is or isn't, the family aspect of it's going to make it better. And if you have people that you're close to, that you trust, and you get along with, of course, it's going to make it more fun.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, I totally understand that. And again, I don't know what I think of all of it in the grand scheme of things because none of it gives you any answers. All the paranormal stuff is interesting in many
It's
aspects.
interesting and it's experiences.
Because I don't know what to do with half of it.
Right.
And when I hear people who have these really deep, genuine experiences, it's hard for me to call them liars, but it seems like horse crap to me. You know, because I've never experienced anything that intense or that real. But I've always said the same thing when it comes to deeply religious experiences.
Yep.
It's like, do you have to be a warlord and murder millions of people to be visited by Jesus in a cell?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I don't know.
it
Yeah.
seems to be the case, but I don't know that there's any truth to that.
Yeah.
So,
You're like, can you talk to me prior to that? Because that would be great.
I find it all incredibly fascinating. I am a little jealous of people who have these genuine experiences firsthand.
I am too.
I would love to see that too. But then I'm almost drawn into that. Like, well, is it real or did they manifest it? Because I know hallucinations it's been pretty real, it's pretty intense. So that real manifestation happens to psychotics as well.
Right.
So I never know what to think of it, but I'm interested and curious, and again, jealous of people who have that deep of a connection to the other side or whatever else might be out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I'm excited about going to Globe.
It is very cool. Yeah, jail's a lot of fun. It really is.
It's so much fun.
So one quick announcement. I do want to, since we brought it before. So yes, Joey and I will be back doing Truth About Beer coming this fall. So
What in the world? Look at that baby face. Wow.
it wasn't that long ago. It was only 5
Look at
years
those
ago.
baby
Come on now,
faces.
stop it.
I think you still have that hat.
I think I do still have that.
I think you spelled coming wrong.
So
Jack's I don't want to play with you guys anymore.
really, Jack?
Yeah, really. You deserve it for not telling me ahead of time.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, if you're listening to us for the first time, please go like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, Rumble, or Spotify.
Keep your powder dry.
I was just gonna say, and we're on Spotify. Take us on the go.
Take us on the
Drunk
go.
with facts while you're driving.
Yeah, we don't believe in drinking and driving, but drive with drunk with facts, right? Yeah.
There you go. I like that. That's good.
What it says. You having fun playing with that?
Damn it. It's not going to turn off. You got to flip it over and hit the white button.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, that's
we'll
not
see
gonna
you guys
work.
next
Okay.
week.
Bye.
See ya.